This is Chaos. I have my partner Lusty Corpse here. We're with Rage Crew Radio. We're interviewing 333 from Richmond.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Richmond, stand up.
Can you pass the phone around and have everybody state their name and what they play in the band?
Yeah, Taylor here, playing bass, going on 5-6 years. Name's Nick, vocals, newest addition to the band. I'm Hayden, I play guitar.
This is Palmer, drums, backup shitty vocals.
How long have you guys been together?
Taylor and I have been playing. We put our first recording out in 2010, and then had a bunch of guitarists drop, and picked up Hayden, 2014, 15, started doing shows. Added Nick recently, and we've been rolling since. But we've been a band for a while, just active pretty much since last summer.
Right.
A lot of long days and sweaty rooms.
Yeah.
Well, I could definitely say I have seen your logos on quite a few flyers going around on the internet. So I think you guys are pretty well established in our area. I noticed that Richmond, even though it's part of Virginia, it's pretty much a different world than, we have our DMV metal scene, but you guys are so far. I wanted to ask you guys what you guys have played here. What do you think the difference is between the two metal scenes?
One thing I'll say about Richmond, and I've been going to shows since I was about 14. Richmond is a tough crowd, and we've played places where people come up to us, randos, I love this, I love the stuff, I love the songs. Then you play Richmond, and you get a bunch of cross arms. And I think part of it is even going to shows in other cities. Like Richmond just has a kind of a snobby side to it, as great as it is, and a lot of good bands have come out of there. But
I think it's because a lot of good bands have come out that there's a high expectation.
I feel like, though, the short time I've been in the city, that it seems like it's changing over with some of the promotion companies that we're working with, like Between Two Beers and Corey out of Richmond, bringing a lot of out-of-town bands and kind of mixing the punk guys, the crossover guys, the death metal. I mean, we play shows with, death metal bands there and everything, and it seems like that's changing a little bit. And, I mean, you guys know how the metal scene is everywhere. You got the elitist crowd, but it's definitely a melting pot for genres of music, and I think that's why you see such a unique scene there.
And working with DIY crew, working within a DIY scene with a good group of people all working together, no matter what the genre, it helps us all so much that we can all play together and have the same fun and enjoy each other all the same.
Yeah.
Absolutely. When we book shows, we tend to not book them for all the same genre. We like to switch it up, have a little thrash, a little death, or a little hardcore. That way you get a little bit of everybody into the crowd, bring more people in.
Definitely, yeah. That's how I prefer to go to shows, and that's how I prefer to play them.
And that's something we try to personally do with the band. Like just last weekend, we were working on a song that was almost black metal, which is kind of, against the grain for what we normally do. But we try to mix it up because we're all coming from pretty much different musical backgrounds as far as, the stuff we like and what we don't, and what we want to play. But that's why it comes out. It's not really like just punk or thrash or death metal or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We've got inspiration ranging from the old school grungy, sludgy punk to, the newer, cleaner metals and pretty much every genre imaginable in between that I can come up with.
Yeah, we've been working with Tired and Pissed Records, which is basically just a collective of bands that are do-it-yourself.
Pick them up.
Yeah, I mean, they're great. Founded by members of the Donalds. And it's, there's bands from all over the South, not just Richmond, some from Georgia, Virginia Beach, and, putting out comps and just plugging shows and trying to get the name out there for a bunch of DIY bands and try to just increase that community of metal and punk rock and just get some good shows.
And as far as contacting Tired and Pissed, it's pretty much, you know, you don't have to be anywhere, like be a big band. You can be in your garage. It's pretty much no attitudes, no egos. Send us your stuff. You can either send it to Matt Lauderville from the Donalds, or you can send it to me. I'm actually an administrator on the page.
Mm-hmm.
We're just looking to, like, you know, put comps together. There's actually a comp on Bandcamp right now, Tired and Pissed 1.
Well, we definitely have a lot of musicians who listen to Rage Crew Radio, so that's good to put that out there. Another thing that you mentioned was that the scene is hard, you know, crossed arms. But I'm sure musicians in this area would want to get their music out towards Richmond. Do you know any good venues that you would suggest for these musicians to go to that are metal friendly?
Absolutely. Anyone that wants to contact us or contact Between Two Beers Promotions.
Okay.
Yeah, Corey Nicholas at Between Two Beers pretty much gave us our first real Richmond show, and since then to us, Between Two Beers is his company.
He's exploded the metal scene within the last 6 months, and he's constantly looking for out of town. He's booking national bands from out of town, bands from over the pond, but the venues mostly that he's hitting is 25 watt in Richmond.
There's also McCormick's Irish Pub. I mean, some of the obvious ones are Strange Matter, and you could hit Mark Osborne up for that, but that's a tough gig. It's hard to get in there.
A lot of stuff going on at Hardywood, one of the breweries down here, where Municipal Waste just played a show there last weekend. Different things like that, but that's a little harder to get into. But yeah, Between Two Beers is probably the avenue for your more entry-level metal bands to try to just get their foot in the door in Richmond to open up to other shows, because the amount of people in different genres and the bands that are going out to those shows that he puts on is pretty good, and it's getting better. And I just see a lot of the bands, just coming out and doing their first shows, Between Two Beers show, and getting a lot of other shows off of that. So it's definitely a good network that he's brought to the city.
Okay.
Just about every promoter out there.
He's a great promoter.
Once again, how do we get in contact with Between Two Beers?
All these things.
Facebook.com/between2 beers.
All right, so y'all have some shows up our way coming up.
We're going to be back in the area at the VFW Hall in Falls Church with our buddies Rat Infested.
Oh, yes.
I know you guys know Rat Infested and Croatan and Devolver and Consumed with Hatred. So we've played with a couple of those guys, but it'd be cool to meet some of the some new bands too.
All right, I have a few fun questions for you. I want to know, what kind of rituals do you guys do before you guys jam?
Beer. Parking lot beers. We actually just put out a song. We're going to record it, actually, but we just got a song done called Parking Lot Beers, about our ritual of pounding about a cooler full of beer in the parking lot before the show.
Here's
a fun story. Actually, the day before our Baltimore show, we played in North Carolina, and the bar actually ran out of PBRs because we had about, between the four of us, we're 4 piece, probably about 35 beers. And, no, not each. No. But there's them down. Yeah, they ran out of PBRs because of us, and that's pretty much what we do, man.
We've also been known to kind of put off a stinky, kind of skunky smell,
An odor,
out of vehicles we get out of, and normally involved with some kind of dry herb burning.
We're not going to get into that though.
Inhalation.
We're huge into incense.
Yeah, we like
meditation.
We're big into that.
We all vape very much.
We don't vape.
No.
Now, when you played in Baltimore, so were you on tour with them, or did you just play the one show with them?
No, we just kind of were hit up. I'm sure you guys know Zachary up there with Extremity Retained.
Unfortunately.
Hey.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he hit us up and just asked us to jump on.
That's good. That's good.
Right.
And what other information do y'all have that you'd like to get out at this time and get aired?
Well, we talked about our shows. One other thing, we do have a label that we work with in the UK called Doomsday Cult Records. That any of the bands, that are in your base, if they're interested in a small time distro label, it'll help them get their name out there. Definitely hit them up. It's Doomsday Cult Records. I don't know the website off the top of my head, but we can definitely send you the link, and it's easy Google search. It'll come right up.
Yeah, and the guy Greg out there is great. He helps helps all his fans out. He does a lot of free artwork and just helps spread the word overseas.
His name's if you didn't catch that, his name is Gregory L.
Right.
And I mean he pretty much took us on when we first recorded our first the Three Visions of Horror demo. And we pretty much didn't have anything going on. He put us on, gave us something to toss around, and made the pentagram logo, which has kind of become a staple of ours. So he's a spot on dude. And plus, it's England. I mean, who doesn't want their music crossing the pond?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. See, we have listeners over there already for our show, and in several other countries as well.
Well, his stuff's right up your alley. So check him out. The bands he books. I mean, it's all anything from horror punk to grindcore. I mean, anything really.
Nice. That's good. I went and partied in the UK. Made a lot of friends out there. So we have a lot of them listening. I met them at Bloodstock, which is going on right now, in fact.
How were their teeth?
The tea, I didn't get no tea and I didn't get no crumpets. So maybe next time I go back.
No, I'm telling you.
Okay, so I've got another question. What are the kind of crazy things you see in the Richmond shows? I kind of get the feeling that you guys are more wild there.
Have you ever heard of the 69 stage dive?
No.
Okay, well, let me tell you. Let me crack this.
Go see Municipal Waste.
Municipal Waste.
See somebody naked.
Yes. Naked men only.
And of course, there's the infamous Richmond Chicken Man.
Yes.
Wait, a Richmond Chicken Man?
Yeah, there's this dude that dresses up in a busted chicken costume and goes to metal shows.
Well.
They're talking about Penrod.
Yeah, you can see little videos and stuff.
Are you talking about Chris Penrod?
I don't know the guy's name. I've just seen him at a ton of shows.
Are you going to barbecue?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he's always...
Yeah, he's actually was a host on Rage Crew Radio.
Well, there we go. We've unearthed the mystery of the chicken.
Unmasking the masked vigilante.
I heard he was a member of the Anunnaki. I mean, a lot of people want to dress up like chickens to go to metal shows. So, I mean, there's probably, a ton of guys out there doing it.
Yeah, the chicken comes with the cow as well. So for anyone out there listening, if you dress in a chicken suit, you might get prepared to fight another chicken if he sees you at his concert.
Yeah. Chicken Man, if you're out there, check us out at Savage Mountain Punk Fest. Or wait, you're going to be at barbecue. Check us out a couple days after barbecue at 25 Watt with Snafu from Detroit.
Another Between Two Beers production.
I guarantee you he will get this message.
Chicken Man, are you there? Chicken Man. Stop thrashing now and listen.
That's pretty good.
So now, what new music-wise do y'all have coming up?
All right, we got the song I sent you, which is Swamp Colt, brand new. We got another one, like Nick mentioned, Parking Lot Beer. Working on a song called 2 Minutes for Thrashing. We got a ton of stuff. One thing you guys might not know, but people that have seen us, we've been playing the same songs for about a year and a half now. So it's really time to hit the drawing board and write some new stuff. So that's what we're doing.
Really busy with shows.
Yeah, we actually just played our 30th show.
Oh, wow.
And if you think about that, in the span of, our first show was not this last March, but March 2015, so that's a lot.
our song, the Swamp song, that, you know, will be coming out tomorrow, basically, or today and tomorrow. That's the first song we've recorded with me on vocals. So going from that, that'll be kind of the first thing. So I jumped right into the band with, you know, tons of shows that they already had booked. So it was a matter of learning the songs, and then we were just playing shows. We never really wrote anything until this, you know, until this track. So we're pretty excited about getting it out there.
And it'll be up on Bandcamp
Yeah,
soon.
we'll have a link, you know, we'll have all that stuff. So.
Any chance of having a new album put anytime soon?
Yeah, we're talking about getting a couple tracks out. You know, this one being one of them, then Parking Lot Beer song, and then it gets a little slower for us in the winter. We're hoping to have something out within the next, you know, 3 months or so.
And really just want to go faster and heavier, and maybe even redo some of the old school, you know, jams that we like. But we're definitely focusing on new stuff.
That's one thing, man. A lot of people don't realize, but our lead singer was our lead drummer as well. So we were a three-piece, and the drummer was our singer, which is a lot of people were pretty amazed by that. I don't know how he does it, but
I remember when I was setting up sound for you guys, I had to set up a vocal mic for the drummer. I remember that now. Y'all needed vocal mics, right?
Yeah, we still do a toss back and forth. You know, he does a lot of the backups, and some songs he leads it. But yeah, it's definitely a lot.
It's nothing compared to the what he used to do. He was the lead singer basically. So
I've been called the Karen Carpenter of punk.
He's the songbird of his generation.
And being the lead vocals would be a pretty difficult task.
Yeah, and I mean, I like doing it. It was never by design. It was kind of like I was going to be the front man, and we didn't know a drummer. And then I was going to find a drummer, and we tried this guy out, and for some reason, he brought in a 12-string acoustic guitar out, so that didn't really work. And it's just like it was just kind of what we had to do to keep moving. But we actually tried out a singer before Nick, and it just bang up dude. His name's Bill, cool dude, loved the guy to death, but it just didn't work out. Got Nick in, and just like he said, really to his credit, hit the ground running. And I'm sure it was weird the first couple times, but really just kind of ever since then, it's freed me up and just made us a better band.
Good.
And what's a web link that people can look that up and listen to y'all on?
Like I said, just go to our Facebook. That's really the best way to keep up with us. And Nick actually just put us together Instagram. If you're on that,
333 RBA.
We out here.
you can see all the cool pictures of all our cool stuff, the cool things we eat.
Macaroni necklaces.
All right, so we're gonna wrap this up real quick. After this message, we're gonna go to DJ Sky Oblivion, and he will play some of your guys' music. I thank you guys very much for doing this interview with us. It's been much fun.
Hey, thanks for having us. We enjoyed it.
And we come back to Baltimore.
Yeah, hopefully we can get you actually into the station in D.C. for a full 4-hour show one day, and get to talk to y'all more and get more information out there and stuff. We could dedicate a whole show.
Absolutely.
Come on down to Richmond.
And check out, if you're in the Frostburg area, I know it's a little ways out of D.C., check out Savage Mountain. A lot of good bands, Scum Boys, Payne, who's pretty big up there. I don't know if you guys know those dudes.
Yeah.
Savage Remain. Some of our Tired and Pissed buddies. Should be a good time.
All right, guys.
Thank you for this. And
You can get Rest in Peace Ricky merch at our website.
Yeah.
Our website.
All right, guys. It's just that.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
thank you for the interview.
32310 RVA. It's been a real week on the Book of Faces.
We're going to go find some urban skunks now.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night. Thanks a lot.
You guys too, man.
Thanks.